What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Force here, kicking off a playthrough series of Torchlight 2. Throughout the course of the upcoming week, I will be taking some time to show you some gameplay as I play through this title, as well as give you my general thoughts and impressions on it. We're going to be starting off with a brand new game here, beginning in the character creation screen. Now in Torchlight 2, there are 4 classes that you can choose from. There is the Ember Mage, the Berserker, the Engineer, and the Outlander. Now these are going to fill basically your standard RPG class roles. The Ember Mage is basically just your ranged caster or mage. The Berserker is a melee brawler, not so much an assassin, sort of an in-your-face physical damage. The Berserker also utilizes powerful beast magic, as you can see in the basic description there. The Engineer is a tank/support character. The Engineer can play the role of a up-front tanker, or can also heal as well. It does have healing capabilities. And then lastly, there is the Outlander, and this is basically your ranger. This is your ranged DPS character. Archer, I suppose, could be another word for it. Although the Outlanders can use guns as well, which really doesn't make sense for the Archer. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look further. You can choose between male and female. Now I'm actually going to be playing this game here as the Berserker. I'm sort of a fan of the in-your-face brawler type gameplay, so that's what I'm going to be doing here. And we're going to go ahead with a male, and there's 5 faces that you can pick from. You can see a little bit of customization there, all of them equally creepy. Let's go with that one. Then there's also hairstyle. There are 5 options there as well. Let's see here. I kind of like number 2. Let's go with that. All right. And then hair color, which we have 6 options for. So a little bit of a customization. Change how your character looks, which is good because in the multiplayer it's going to help distinguish a little bit. Let me go. Which one do I like the best? I suppose that one will do. And then, of course, the character name, the one and only Forcelol. All right, beautiful. Now, also pets. This is a very interesting aspect of Torchlight in the world of action RPGs. The pets are sort of a second inventory. Now, they help you in combat, but they're also a second inventory slot, essentially. And you can put items that would fill up your inventory in your pet's inventory. In addition to that, you can also send your pets to town in the middle of combat to sell that inventory. So you can stay in combat and keep fighting. Now in Torchlight 2, there are 6 pets to choose from. There's the Panther, Bulldog, Cat, Shakawary, Papillion, little dog, the Ferret, Steampunk Style, the Hawk, and the Wolf. And I believe the Wolf will be the one I go with. Also a few different appearance options here. Let's go with that one. And we're gonna call him, let's go with Ekroflol. Okay, alright, yeah, Forcelol and Ekroflol. And here we go, let's jump right into Torchlight 2. A little bit of difficulty selection here. You can see casual, normal, veteran, and elite. I think we're just going to go with veteran here. There is also a hardcore mode option, and something very awesome about Torchlight 2 is the ability to play co-op with other people. This is something that Torchlight 1 lacked. It is here in the sequel, which is beautiful. That's one of the biggest complaints people had with the initial Torchlight. But we're going to just be doing single player for now, and let's jump right into it.
Deep beneath Torchlight, a darkness gathered. 3 heroes confronted the beast called Ordrak. Yet even in death, Ordrak's corrupted heart endured and called out. Heroes may fall, hope may fade, but new heroes will rise.
And here we are in Torchlight 2. A little bit of a cinematic there, basically wrapping up the end of the first game, moving into the second game here. The town of Torchlight was destroyed, and now we're going to basically pick it up from there. So, once again, here we are, guys, kicking off the playthrough series of Torchlight 2. Throughout the course of this week, I will be playing through the game, basically showing you probably the first 2 acts up until the official release of Torchlight 2. I want to basically get you guys to understand more about the game, familiarize yourself with it before the launch, and also help you decide if this is a game that you're interested in. So let's go ahead and start things off here. We get our first quest from the Destroyer.
I think this is as far as I can go. You should carry on to the Asterian Enclave. But you're on your own. Warn them that the alchemist destroyed Torchlight and is headed their way. He may be there already.
Alright, so this is our first quest here. A little bit of voice acting also taking place. So once again, this is a hack and slash action RPG, and you're also going to notice striking similarities to the Diablo series. And the reason you're going to notice that is because many of the guys working on this game also worked on not only the initial Diablo, but Diablo 2. You know, what was once Blizzard North then turned into Flagship Studios. Those are the guys who actually worked on Hellgate London, and then that eventually turned into Runic Games. And working with Runic Games are both Max and Eric Schaefer, who actually worked on Diablo 2 and its expansion as well. So there's a lot of Diablo roots in the team that worked on this game. So you should expect similarities for that very reason. Let's go ahead and get things started, though. I want to show you a little bit more here about the Berserker, which is the class that I am going to be playing. Starting off with our first ability here, which is Eviscerate. You tear into all enemies directly in front of you, leaving them bleeding for 6 seconds. Base range is 2.7 meters with a 120-degree arc, 67% charge rate penalty. And that's current rank, mana cost as well. It shows you the percentage of weapon DPS that it does, as well as the physical damage that it does for bleed. And it does require melee weapons in the right hand in order to do that. So that means in the left hand you don't have to have a melee weapon. Just something to think about there, huh? Alright, so you can toggle the names for items on ground. We're going to go ahead and probably leave that on. Yeah, that's on and off. And let me also show you here. There's a couple things I do want to show you. Here's the inventory. Within this, we also have the skills. There are 3 skill trees. We have started off with the first point in Eviscerate. There's also, besides the Hunter skills, there are also Tundra skills and Shadow skills. I will decide which one I'm going to decide to focus on. Beyond that, it also shows your quest here, and then going ahead and hitting C is going to show you character attributes, which you can level up as we level. We will take a look at that. There's also a pet panel. You can get your pet items, and there's the pet inventory, and then some arcane statistics as well. So here's yeah, it's like arcane statistics. That seems weird. So yeah, it's going to show you just some of the basic stuff going on in terms of attack statistics, defensive statistics, general statistics, and all that stuff. Game data. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, so let's exit out of this now and actually get to some gameplay, which I'm sure many of you are yelling at the screen for me to hurry up and do. So let's move out. Hack and slash action RPG. I click on things until they die. That is the name of the game. You can actually also just hold down left mouse button. I'm just doing basic attacks right now. Let's go ahead and use our special ability up here. So that is the arc, which causes a bleed. Pick up some items there, and we'll continue along our way. Now it is showing us to go for the quest into the upper left, but I just want to check over here too and see what is going on. Also, you're going to notice I got a little bit of a temporary buff there. All classes in Torchlight 2 have this sort of charge bar system, and depending on the classes and the skills that you use, it may affect various things. But at its basic level here, for the Berserker, I've got the Berserker charge bar. This fills up while I attack enemies, and once it is completely full, I enter a sped up frenzy state, where all my direct attacks result in critical hits, and other attacks have an increased critical chance. Now this is going to decay after 6 seconds at its base level. However, there are skills and various things you can do to increase that duration. So yeah, all classes in Torchlight 2 have some sort of a charge like that that does different things for each of the classes. And again, depending on the skills that you use and potentially gear, I would assume. Now, I do also need to let you know right out the gate here, I am not fully versed in the world of Torchlight 2. I actually, unfortunately, didn't get the opportunity to play through the beta. I hadn't gotten in touch with the developers to see if I could get in before the beta ended. I emailed them like once the beta was over. I was like, oh, it's kind of too late now. But I was able to get early access, which is what we have here. And again, I'm happy to show you guys this game before it does officially come out. Just to once more better inform you about as to what the game is all about and help you decide if it's something you want to check out once it does release on the 20th of September, I believe is the full release date. And we're going to keep those tips on partially in due to the fact that I'd like you guys to see it, but also just in case I need to know something. So we've just leveled up, so there's going to be two things we'll do. First thing is get these skills here. So we get to select the skills we want. Now we've got once more the 3 trees here, Tundra, Shadow, and Hunter. I've got 1 point in Eviscerate already, so now there's only a few things. I can't just go whatever I want right now. You can see they're locked per level in terms of what I have access to. Now there's Shadow Burst here, which is something that I actually think I'm interested in. There's also these down here, but let's start off with Shadow Burst. What this is going to do is it transforms me into a spectral wolf, and I lunge towards my enemies. I damage them, damaging them even as you heal your own body. What? That's a weird sentence. So Shadow Burst has a 25% chance to destroy the shields of any foe struck. Healing is limited to a maximum of 2 targets per burst. Okay, so heals me for 5% of my health for up to 2 targets struck. Costs 9 mana. It inflicts 30% of weapon DPS as electrical damage, and then also has a 25% chance to break away shields. So a little bit of damage with it. Also, the healing is probably the biggest reason to use Shadow Burst. So we're going to exit out of this, and then what we're going to do here is we are going to select our secondary skill to Shadow Burst, and I can switch between these with tabbing. I can also put skills or potions or special use items on this hotbar as well, so that is how we're going to have access to spells. Now, I'm keeping my left one as my basic attack, but my right must button I can hop in between doing the Shadow Burst, right here, or between the Eviscerate. Right there, and I can just switch with tab, so that's how that's going to work. Alright, so go ahead and go through some targets, do some damage. And then we're also just punching people in the face as well. That's the other thing that we're doing. because we're a Berserker, and punching people in the face is what it's all about. Ah yes, destroying of people. How exciting. One other big thing behind Torchlight 2 as well, I feel like I'm going to front load all this information, but maybe it's for the best, and in future videos we can just really focus on the combat and quests and stuff. Something else really cool about Torchlight 2 is that it is fully moddable. So, alright, so I've entered my Berserker mode, and that basically means I'm going to be critting people in the face during that duration, and now it has ended. Yeah, so Torchlight 2 is moddable, and not only is it moddable in single player, it is also moddable in multiplayer. So there can be mods for some multiplayer gameplay, and I'll be excited to see what that ends up bringing up in the community. Definitely will be interested to see how that works out. Alright, let's do some bleed damage here. The Eviscerate. Is that the name? Yeah, it is. That's the name. Alright, so we're going to bust down some barrels and continue along this way. And actually, I do just want to check back here briefly, just in case I missed anything. And I really like this because it's an interesting take on a brawler class. Now, normally so much of these in-your-face characters are just focused on the martial arts, if you will, you know, fighting, hand-to-hand combat. But the fact that it's kind of mixed in some sort of a animalistic, a primal element as well, that's really interesting to me. Especially since I just love animals. I think animals are so cool. In fact, if I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be doing something with animals. Don't go there. All right, let's go ahead and continue along our way. XP bar right there on the bottom. Also, I'm sure that's going to be a major point of discussion in the comments about this game, in either the comment section below or just in general, is the visual aesthetic behind the game, which is very cartoony. You know, it's got a very, very, very cartoony art style. So that's definitely something that people are going to bring up, and it's one of those things. It's so about personal preference. You know, some people are going to think, oh, it's kind of cool. You know, I like the way this looks, and some people will hate it. You know, the same issues arose with talks of Diablo 3. There's lots of people who said this is too cartoony. I hate this. And there's some people who said, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. So, personal preference, really. That's what it comes down to. Alright. Pass through those guys. Do some damage. And heal myself up. Having a self-heal this early on is fantastic. I haven't had to touch a potion yet. So we got some fancy guys going on. Now pay attention to my pet there. Notice he is doing damage. He is attacking as well. He's not just idly sitting there. He's a good boy. Alright, so we get some sort of a special mob here. I try to avoid his large attacks by passing through with my little charge there. And also healing myself up in the meantime. How phenomenal is that ability, huh? And of course I activate my Berserker mode once the fight is over and everything's dead. I mean, why wouldn't it work that way? Alright, I picked up a socketable item. Just telling me that I can socket that. Thanks for the tip. Thanks for the tip, game. I appreciate all your useful information. Let's hop in here, though. Alright, so we got a socket. We do have this. Requires level 6 or some vitality. Ooh, 11 vitality. So if I get up to 11 vitality, I can equip this, is how this is going to work here. I can't do it yet. Oh, well. Well, let's bring me up to 10 Oh, whoa. Oh, I didn't use my points last time. What a silly goose. I'm sorry. I mean, it's good for this situation, and I'm an idiot for calling myself a silly goose. But, all right, so I put enough attributes into vitality to go ahead and bring me up to 11 so that I can wear this. The rest of them I'm actually just going to dump right here into strength. We're going to go ahead and do that. So every time you level up, you get 5 attribute points to spend in either strength, dexterity, focus, or vitality. And you're going to notice here it shows you the benefits that you get from this. So here we've got some weapon damage increase. It can show you the percentage there. Also some critical damage is granted from that as well. Dexterity for me is going to do critical chance, dodge chance, and fumble recovery. Reduces the damage penalty if an attack is fumbled. Miss, I guess, is fumble the word for miss? Maybe. Magic damage and execute chance. Also maximum mana here comes from focus. So this means that, you know, I'm not a caster clearly, but I use mana for my abilities. So eventually, is it possible that I would want to add something to focus? Sure. Could I maybe just get that from items as well? I would imagine so. Again, I'm not fully versed in the Torchlight universe, so that could not be true. I could never want to add to focus. I'll have to see as we learn and as we progress through the game here. And vitality will be for maximum health. There's also armor bonus and block chance coming from that. Now I can, add and subtract here as much as I want and bounce in between. But as soon as I exit, these are locked in place. We're gonna try going back, and there you go. You notice I can no longer subtract or add through those. Let's take a look at a few of these here. We've got some 32 damage here on this one, so we're gonna place one of our 22s with that, and that is good. A little bit of extra damage from there. We got some pants that's on par with what I have currently. Let's go ahead and put this helm on now that we have meet the requirements. Nice looking helm. Got some extra strength attribute and vitality attribute. Gotta love it. Some staff there, not really necessary. That's not good for me. This is not good. I could, of course, hit W, go to offhand, and I could throw one of these in the offhand. But staff is melee damage, and that's kind of silly. I think the offhand most likely for me is either going to be shield in one hand for some more defense, or something ranged for situations where I might want to range instead. Oh my gosh, I just talked so much. Alright. I saved his life. So I get to choose here. I get some knuckles. That's probably what I'm going to take. There's also a chest piece here. I think the knuckles would be a good solution for me. Also an item for my pet, as you can see. But we're going to go with this here. I'm greedy. I don't want to give my pet anything. We're going to just do something for myself. Just do something for me. Good to be selfish sometimes. Alright, so there we go. Nice little damage increase there. Just picked up a couple new weapons. Let's go beast some more bad guys, huh? TNT. Imagine that's going to explode. There he goes. Would you look at that? Who would have thunk it? That thing's dead. We'll continue along. Alright, Shrine of Mana. And mana regeneration. Yep. Mana recovery.
What's your business here?
Too bad. I'm pretty much done. About to go to town. Let me check over here. Maybe there's something else to fight. Ah, yes. Nice over here. So look at that mana recovery. Wow, that's pretty much refills it instantly. Jeez, bro. Wow. want to keep this shrine on permanently. All right, let's go to the Enclave here. The Enclave. Oh, I still have an unspent attribute point. I keep just forgetting these things here. So let's go ahead and go back into here, and I think we could go some more for Eviscerate. I'm really intrigued by the Shadow Tree though, so I think I'm gonna really just focus in this one completely. So I think I might do that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, because there's obviously other options for me as we level up, but I'm really intrigued by the Shadow one. It seems to have a lot of focus on your animals, and you can heal up and stuff, so that's kind of cool. That's kind of what I'm interested in. All right, we're going to turn in our quest now. A little dialogue.
I thank you for your warning, but it has arrived too late. This alchemist has already come and gone, and it was all I could do to prevent him from entering the Enclave. As it was, many Asterians were injured, and since the confrontation, several more have become ill. We are not sure what is causing it. After his assault failed here, the alchemist carried on southward toward the temple steps. Commander Vale and her vanquishers arrived a short while later and pursued him, hoping to prevent further damage.
Okay, interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here. I can't even use that. That's pretty nice though, huh? Look at that, 54 damage. Ooh, what? That's awesome. Double socket in that bad boy too. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go with this one. I'm gonna stick with these knuckles for a while.
Commander Vale believes that the alchemist might attack the Wellspring Temple in an attempt to reach the Guardian of Water. For what nefarious purpose, I am afraid to speculate. There has been no word from either Vale or the Guardian. Scout the Wellspring Temple and determine if the Guardian of Water is in any danger.
Fair enough. We'll do that. All right. So I've just picked up this now, which is a nice little damage boost. Now the thing about these knuckles here, these claw weapons, is that they don't do splash damage, but they do ignore half of armor on regular attacks. That is pretty awesome, and that's, I think, why I decided to go with that opposed to the swords, because that is really awesome. And you know what we can do? Why don't we just throw a socket in here and add some electric damage to that? Ooh, nice. And actually, I also have a couple of things tucked away in my shared stash here. I think so, at least. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I got some stuff here. I got some 42 damage on this. This is actually also another thing that I have. I think we're going to grab this 42 damage knuckle and throw this one here. Okay. Now we also have the gem. I could add fire damage. We'll just go ahead and throw some fire damage in there. And I also have a couple of items too. Now these are all low level. Look at this, required level 3. You know, these are all. This isn't something ridiculous at all that I'm throwing on, but just a little bit of a boost here to my character. I'm gonna go ahead and equip all of this. Oops. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and equip these things. Are you gonna do it? I think. There we go. That's what I need to do. Yeah. I don't know why this is being so weird. I have that helm, which is better. I'm actually gonna keep this. Put a couple of rings on here. Can't do that one. Okay. So, anyways, let's take a look here. So I grabbed these boots, which is good, and these. I grabbed the better knuckles there, and I also have this. Check out these gloves right here. Pretty cool. Not too shabby. And I have 2 of the Rune Master pieces here. But again, these are low levels. Don't think like I'm super decking out my character. But before this video, I literally played for maybe about a half hour just to get myself comfortable with the game and just to learn a little bit more about it. And I ended up acquiring some gear in the process. And I said, yeah, I'll throw that on my new character. Anyways, let me show you here around the town really quickly. So we have got a general goods vendor. We've got a blacksmith. Now the general goods vendor here is going to sell potions and scrolls. Also, looks like we got some little trinkets here, some armor thingies. Okay, now I can also sell this stuff to her. You notice my gold going up in the process. I'm just gonna throw all this stuff at her face. There you go, thank you very much. Back over here, the blacksmith, he is going to give me weapons as well as armor. So if I decided to purchase anything, there are things up for grabs there. And then the last vendor here in town is this guy right here, Skill Respec. So this allows me to respec some of my my skill choices, and what I'm going to actually do here, you know, we started off with Eviscerate immediately. If I can remove this, yes I can, that's going to give me an extra skill point. Let's throw that into Shadow Burst, because that's, again, I want to really focus on the Shadow tree. So we have lost the ability to Eviscerate, but now we have more increased Shadow Burst. So that is good, that is grand. And you can see you may only reclaim the last 3 skills points that you have invested. So I can't, you know, after 3 points, after 3 points have been spent, I can't use anything, I can't reset anything prior to that. But you get here at level 3, that allows you to remove that first skill point. Let's pick up a quest.
You a new recruit?
Alright, so just do a little quest here. You can quickly read that dialogue if you want. We're just going to pass right through that, and then we will continue along our way. Alright, so pretty happy there. I was able to spec out of that one tree that I wasn't so interested in. Obviously, though, the game needs to start you off with something, so... But it's good that they let you remove that as well. So now the Shadow Burst is a bit stronger. And really I can just focus on these few abilities for now. Oh! Look at that guy. What a goof. What a goofball. Alright, we get some rocks over here. Bunch of guys over there. I guess I can't go to them yet, though. The map now can cycle between multiple sections here, so you hit M, it can overlay the map right there. It will then overlay the map to the left side, to the right side, and then remove it together, and then you hit M one more time and it'll bring it right up top there. So you get a few different map overlay options. And again, with this game being so so moddable, I'm sure that there will be other map options that people bring up as well in the future. Just gonna go ahead and bust through these. Now we've lost our ability to AoE, but the fact that we can pass right through people with this charge is just great for me. It is great for me. And oh no, my pet's a little hurt. Let's give him a potion. You're welcome. I suppose since I haven't really had to use potions, I can just give him my pet. So no problem there.
You have gained an experience.
And here's a level up. So go back over here, and I cannot put any more into Shadow Burst until level 6, but I could go ahead and grab some Frenzy Mastery. I could also, that's ice damage, no thank you. Blood Hunger. Whenever you land a critical strike with a melee weapon, you draw a life essence. That's pretty interesting. Let me again stick to this tree, though. Frenzy Mastery. Let's grab that. So now my duration of Frenzy is going to last longer once it pops up. Cool. I'm cool. I'm cool with that. That's something that I'm A-okay with. What do we get here? Ghastly Gloves. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Let's put those down over there. Don't need them at the moment, but for future reference. A little bit of a set item bonuses with that as well, so if I can find the rest of that set. And actually, I believe one of the items in my shared stash was Ghastly as well, so that could put me at the 2-piece. I believe it's the 3-piece that you need for the bonus, though. So a little more talk about this game. Again, you know, lots of similarities to Diablo, the Diablo franchise and Diablo games. You know, randomized levels, randomized gear. All that stuff is true and evident in this. Now, I'm not sure. I believe the outer levels, from what I played prior, this outer level has been very similar to my last playthrough. I believe it is the dungeons that's where the real focused randomization is. Once more, please don't castrate me if that is incorrect, verbally or otherwise, because once again, I am not 100% confident on that, just because this Torchlight 2 thing is a new experience for me, just as it may be for you watching this video. But we will learn together, or if you know, you can share that intel, and it would be greatly appreciated. Shatter some shields, gotta love that. Alright, we worked our way through that, and we continue along right in this direction. So we go right over here. Yes, excellent. Excellent indeed. And chest over here. Oh, it's a trap. Bust through. Look at that. Just busting through those shields. Love it. Ooh, purples. Purple, purple, purple. Awesome. Let's take a look at that purple. Blah. Garbage. Alright. That's okay. It's okay. Not that great. Let me show you some pet action here. Ready? Go ahead and pull up the pet tab. Hold down shift. Throw all this stuff in his inventory. And then I say, pet be gone. Go home. And also, so these are the items I can put in his inventory. Okay. I can also put a shopping list, and I can say, hey, get me a health potion, please. Get me 1 health potion. That's mana. Get me 1 mana potion then. And then I send him to town. Now what's going to happen is you can see that countdown timer of 30 seconds, and that will actually go ahead and pop up here as well. But what is going to happen is he's gone, he's running back to town, he will sell the items that I put in his inventory, he will purchase anything I put on the shopping list, and then he comes back and I get money or whatever items that I requested. It's really phenomenal. Really, it allows you to stay in the battle, allows you to stay out there fighting and doing the things that you enjoy to do in an hack and slash action RPG. You know.
Your pet returns. I am at your service.
Ah, yes. Okay, so I cleanse that and I get some bonuses here. I could pick up this double socket offhand, 46 damage. Gonna be an increase over my top one there, the skillful knuckle dusters. Definitely will be better than that. I also have that, and then I have a pet tag. No, I don't care. Let's go ahead and grab this. And this is actually exciting because I do believe, look at that, poison damage. Oh boy. Oh, that is nice. Nice little weapon upgrade there. 62 and 67. Not sure if I want them more DPS in one hand or the other. I don't know. Should I main hand more DPS? Should I offhand it? Let me know in the comment section below. Someone there knows, and someone's yelling at the screen right now. Instead of yelling, just inform, okay? Be a generous human. Alright, busting some faces here, busting some skulls. Berserker is definitely enjoyable. And it looks like we've got some quests here.
You just get here?
Indeed. Alright, so we're gonna pick up this quest from a lady.
I need your help.
She's gonna ask me to go into this crypt right next to her and do this quest, and I'll say yes, I'll go ahead and do that. But before we complete that, what I will do is we're gonna head out here really quick. And I still haven't spent my skill points. You're probably yelling at me the entire time. That's okay. That's okay, because this video is almost over, so yell away. Yell till your face turns blue. I don't care. There's the waypoint. All right, so this is exactly what I was looking for. So we picked up the waypoint. This allows us to go back to town. And then in the future, we can just go to that waypoint, go back there, and complete that dungeon with that quest that we just picked up. And that's exactly how we're going to do it, because we are going to be wrapping up this video right this second. And I'm going to go all strength. And that's going to do it here for this first video. Now again, this will be a playthrough series that I will be conducting throughout the course of this upcoming week until the official release of the game, showing off the first 2 acts in the game, and yeah, just giving you some Torchlight gameplay. How exciting. So yeah, please feel free to leave in the comment section below what you think of the game so far, what you think of the commentary in this video, and yeah, thanks so much. If you like the content, please subscribe, and as always, keep watching and keep owning. Oh yeah, I love it. Look at that. Look at that. I'm a wolf. Let's use a potion. Why not? I don't care. I don't care if it's wasteful. Look at how awesome my doggy looks. Woo! That's so cool.